Beamer Merchant here. Again, thanks for watching. You're looking at the coolant expansion tank out of an 04 BMW 330 CI manual. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to remove this part, and I'll go to show you the tools that I use as well. The tools you're going to need is, obviously you're going to need a large pan to catch the coolant, and you're also going to need a flat screwdriver similar to this one here to go ahead and remove the pins along the hoses, which I'll go ahead and show you where they're located. First thing we have to do is drain the coolant. So obviously you go ahead and place your pan on the bottom. In order to have access to the drain plugs, you need to go ahead and remove this shield from the bottom of the car, which is located towards the front, and you just need a Phillips screwdriver. You can see right here there's Phillips, 2 on the side, 2 on the top, and 2 on the other side. And then you're gonna go ahead and remove this shield here. Again, this is how it looks from your point of view if you're looking under the car. So once you remove that, and this is how the screws look from the bottom where you're gonna be taking them off, right there. Okay, once you remove that plastic shield, this is the view you're gonna get. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on this blue pin, on this plug right here. You're gonna have to again, put your flat screwdriver in there and turn it. Do the same thing here, and that's how you would remove or empty up your coolant. And since you're working with coolant, again, be sure to dispose of it the proper way, or you can reuse it if that's what you choose to. So let me go ahead and see what I can do here. So again, remember, I got one hand holding the camera, the other one turning the screw, and this is what you do. Again, with these, be very careful, because sometimes they're pretty stuck in there and you might end up breaking them. That's not good. So as you can see, I'm turning. Pretty soon it's gonna slush out. Okay, take my hand. You see that? Now it's dripping. Have the pan ready to catch that coolant. There you go. Okay, you can do that right there, and then I'm gonna do that right there. And be sure to remove this cap so the coolant flows better on the bottom. I went ahead and loosened this screw here, and as you can see, it actually flows from the side right there. And this hole, it's connected to the expansion tank as well. So let's go ahead and let it drain. And I just discovered that this plug here, you can't remove it. It actually stays in place. So make sure you don't try to pull the whole thing out. Just loosen it up and it'll drain, it'll flow out through here. The only plug you can remove is the one that goes right here. Okay, so make that point. As we're letting the coolant drain, I just want to point something out. This is the drain plug. Now, if you notice that coolant is leaking out through this section here, it can be a quick and easy fix by just replacing this black seal there. If it's cracked or it's old, coolant will sift through it, and eventually you'll see it come out from the bottom here. Okay, so that's something for you to remember. As the coolant is draining, we can go ahead and start removing the hoses here. There's one clip here, 2 and 3, and all the clips you have to do is stick a flat screwdriver and pop them out. I did that one right there. Do that from the top. Along the project, you're also going to need some cutters, because you're going to find that some hoses or wires are attached by zip ties, and you have to go ahead and cut them out. Once you pop the clip out, what you need to do is you got to go ahead and pull away, and you can see that's how you remove the hose from that side. Now at this point, you can just go ahead and leave, just disconnect this hose up here, and you can easily remove the expansion tank. What I like to do is I actually like to go ahead and remove the hoses now because I can use leverage. And the way I do it, and again, be very careful how you do this, is I use a pry bar, and very carefully I go ahead and push the hose out. Again, I say very carefully because you can break it. But as I'm doing this, if I have two hands, I would do this with the right hand, and then with the left hand I'll be pulling away at this. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, I went ahead and removed the top part. Again, I used my pry bar here, very carefully pushed on the sides, on both sides here, and I was able to get it out. Okay, and then with just some force I was able to pop it out. So this is how the top hose looks. And again, be careful when you handle the hoses because they still have coolant, so make sure you drain them properly. Okay, so that's the top hose. Now we need to go ahead and remove the bottom hoses. Okay, as we work ourselves down, you got this hose right here. It actually goes to the block, and the pin is located towards the top. Let me see if you can probably see it, but it's right there, right there. Again, you pop it out. Okay, so once you pop it out, you go ahead and pull the hose out. Okay, now with this hose, you need to be very careful. If you're gonna reuse your expansion tank, be careful when you're pulling it out, not to break it from right there. Okay, just so as you're pulling it out, kind of wiggle it, and it should come out. There we go. Okay. Again, sometimes they're pretty tight in there, and so there you go. Let's go down to the bottom now. As you come back down here, make sure to screw the screws back in place because you don't want coolant falling on your face. So go ahead and screw that one in place, and then the other one. This one right here, make sure you go ahead and finger tighten it because you're gonna have to get underneath this, and you don't want coolant falling on you. And always make sure you wear goggles down here. When you're down here, make sure you get a rag and you clean the residue of the coolant, as much as you can, whatever was left, so it doesn't drip on you. Okay, when you're down here, there's two pins you have to remove. The first pin actually is this right here. You have to slide it out, pop it out, and the other one is going to be the one that connects this hose, and it's actually on the top part. You can't see it from here, but those are the two you have to remove. And again, pretty simple. With your flat screwdriver, just go ahead and wedge it in there, and it should slide out. If not, there you can go ahead and even use your hand to slide it out. There you go. Okay, and now with this one here, the clip is on the top. I need to go ahead and use my flat. You can actually see it better right there. So in order for me to access it, I'm gonna go from the top. Okay, and that's how it looks when you pop it out. Now we need to start by removing this hose here. Again, be very careful. You're gonna reuse this. As you can see, it's connected to the lower part of the expansion tank. Very fragile, so be careful. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that by wiggling it. Okay, removing the hose from here like this was pretty challenging for me, and I didn't want to push it because I felt like this could break easily. So what I did, I went ahead and disconnected the hose from the actual block. I went ahead and popped the pin out. You get more leverage here, so I went ahead and pulled, and this hose basically connects down there. You see that? I prefer to do that because I felt like I was going to break the expansion tank if I kept forcing it out. Okay, I was having a hard time pulling this expansion tank from the holder. I didn't want to break anything, so I just went ahead and took the extra step. I went ahead and removed the electric fan. In most cases, you're going to have to remove your fan clutch and your fan shroud to do this. So once I did this, I was able to go ahead and once I removed two screws, there's one Torx screw right here on the side, and there's another one on the bottom, 27. Took those off, and I was able to go ahead and remove the expansion tank like that. Let me go ahead and take it out. And this is how the expansion tank looks once I removed it with the holder in place. And once I have it out, I'm gonna go ahead and carefully disconnect it from here. But that's the only way I could do it. Okay, once I had this whole unit off, I was actually able to use my screwdriver and very carefully on the sides push up on both sides evenly, and I was finally able to get this piece out right there. That's how the expansion tank looks. I'll go ahead and do the same thing with this hose. I'm gonna go ahead and very carefully use my pry it out. But I just want to point something out here. This holder looks different because it is from a manual. If it's automatic, it would have some reservoirs here where the transmission cooler would sit. So again, if you're looking for one of these for a manual, we got it. Same thing with the expansion tank. Anyhow, hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, comments, let us know. Thanks for watching. You have a great day.